What's up YouTube, Jerryland here with NOBA Tech, and let's just do a quick informal video. So I actually just got back from Hawaii. Check out the new hat, love it. And I am just gonna be honest, I'm extremely tired, but I wanted to do this video just for fun because last night I was stuck in an airport. I slept in an airport all night, and so super early this morning I posted a Q&A just for fun, just on Twitter. But I decided to roll with it and continue it onto Instagram and make it official on Twitter. And I'm gonna take some of those questions and answer them today. So before we get into all your awesome questions, I just wanted to tell you guys about a super cool website I found called Wondershare. And personally, embarrassing enough, I've had my whole hard drive wiped before, and I've had my whole iPhone wiped before. This website's super cool because they offer all different types of software, but specifically, they have a data recovery software that's actually phenomenal. I think my favorite part about their website is just how minimalistic and simple it is to use. You can do a trial of their software, and they even have videos that guide you step by step on how to use their software. Make sure to check the link below if you want to learn any more about their website or about the different softwares that they offer. It's wondershare.com. But for real, check out the software. It's actually useful. So my first question's from Paul, who was actually rapid firing some questions last night, which thank you so much, Paul, because I was dying of boredom in that terminal. So he asks, Pepsi or Coke? And I gotta say I like Coke so much more, man, but Pepsi's good too. Next up, we got Moses. What's your favorite and least favorite part about being a YouTuber? And Chris from Daily Tech says, what do you like worst and best about being a YouTuber? That is a very tough one. I think my favorite part of it is interacting with the audience, with the viewers. You guys, you are awesome. That's why these Q&As are so fun for me to do, and I really hope you guys like them because I want to try to do them more often. But interaction is my favorite part. And my least favorite part is probably the pressure to post videos. Like right now, I'm tired, I got home, I had to sleep in an airport last night. It's late at night right now, I probably should do this tomorrow, but I thought it might be kind of fun, so there is some pressure to it, so that's probably my least favorite part. So my next question's from my bud Tech Geek HD, and he says, have you traveled with a drone on a plane, and what was it like? Well, I just got back from Hawaii, and I actually brought a Phantom 4 there, and I loved it. It was so fun. What's cool is that there's currently no regulations against drones, and the closest thing they have is something about RC helicopters, but the law is that they're actually allowed. So if you're wondering if you can travel with the drone, the answer is yes. Next up, we got K-Dot. He was asking me, what's the device that made me fall in love with tech? This was a tough one, but I'm gonna say two things. So my first Game Boy, which was actually the original Game Boy brick, and it wasn't mine, it was my brother's, so that kind of got me into it. But my first personal Game Boy oh, that was awesome. A little personal gaming device, what could be better? And well, a few years later, something came out that was better, and it was the first iPhone, and I absolutely loved it. The first iPhone was actually my first actual smartphone with a touchscreen, so that was just, oh my gosh, touchscreen, and so that probably got me really into tech. Ryan says, what was the biggest hurdle to grow in your channel? I think the biggest hurdle was probably getting to 10K. I started out just like a lot of you out there right now trying to make YouTube videos with my cell phone, with crappy cameras, crappy audio, blah, blah, blah. I literally did not have a tripod to use, and when I got a tripod, it was a hand-me-down that was broken, so it was always off level, and I had to put a book under it or something like that, and I think just gear was a little bit tough. That was a big hurdle, but I am so thankful for when I started just cranking out videos and just forgetting about what gear I had, and those are some of my most popular videos. And the gear I used to get some of my most popular videos wasn't my A7S II, it wasn't my Manfrotto tripod, it was just these simple things that I used, and I think the biggest hurdle was just myself, and the mindset that I had, and just like a lot of you out there thinking you need the best of the best to make great videos, and that's just not true. This is a question I get quite a lot, and I'm gonna answer it for Paul again. He says, what video editing software do you use? And I'm not ashamed. I still use iMovie and I love it. I do wish that I had some more functionality. I'm getting bored of iMovie, so that's why I'm starting to get into FCPX. So trying that out. If you guys have any tips, or if anyone literally wants to come visit me and teach me how to use Final Cut for a day and just give me the whole rundown of it, hit me up. So B Havish has a great question. He says, what's your next equipment upgrade? And I actually have quite a few awesome equipment upgrades I'm about to show you. I'm coming out with a new what's in my tech bag video as well as a what's in my camera bag video because I got some new gear and I'm excited to share it with all of you. And one of them, well, if you follow me on social media, you'll know I got a Phantom 4. What backpack do you recommend that looks nice and is also affordable and good for school and tech? Thanks, love your videos, keep up the good work. Thanks for that, Nick. There are a lot of suggestions I can give, but tech bags really are quite expensive, which brings me to the topic of you don't need a tech bag, you just need an awesome backpack, and there are tons of cheaper ones out there. I actually personally really love the slightly larger JanSport backpacks, not the one with only one tiny little pocket in the front, but the ones that have quite a few more, so JanSport's a good one. And I know that Herschel backpacks really aren't that expensive, because I know that they have a ton of different types in different price ranges as well, so those are also great tech bags. But personally, I still love the Air SF backpacks. They're slightly more expensive, but the higher quality you're paying for, it lasts you quite a lot longer, and I just like the functionality of those bags. So shout out to Air SF, love those guys, and hope that answers your question, Nick. So Christopher asks, what inspired you to become a photographer and YouTuber? Keep up the good work. I think I just really like taking photos in general just because it's fun. I'm definitely not a great photographer. I know a little bit more about video, but then again, I won't say I'm a great videographer either. It's just a fun hobby, and YouTube was just kind of like a stepping stone for that. I kind of got into video work through YouTube, but I had always kind of been interested in photography. I think it's just one of those things that a lot of people get into but don't necessarily follow through with it. But now that I've kind of established my own professional business, I think I'd definitely consider myself a videographer, but definitely a hobbyist photographer. So this guy has an interesting username. It's ACDEBACA, so I'm just gonna guess Akdibaka. But he asks, what is your top piece of back to school tech for this year? It's not out yet, but I'm just gonna say the new MacBook Pros that are coming out. If they are anything close to all those awesome renders, I'm gonna claim that as the best back to school piece of tech for this year, because I'm pretty sure it's coming out in 2016. So fingers crossed for 2016, I'm gonna claim that as the best back to school piece of tech you can get. So next up, Adam says, if you were to give any advice to a college student looking to build his own superb desk like yours, what would it be? ? And in parentheses, he says, budget advice. I would say, first off, thank you for liking my desk setup, but I would say dare to venture outside of IKEA. IKEA may be very cheap for a lot of things, but you can actually find a lot of great deals just shopping around that are even better than IKEA. For example, I have this Carlby countertop that's just this giant wooden countertop from IKEA, and granted it was cheaper than I was expecting it to be when I bought it from IKEA, but just to get a wooden butcher block countertop like this from just Home Depot or any other lumber store might be even cheaper than IKEA. So I say dare to be different, dare to look outside of IKEA, and just have fun with it. Make sure that make sure you're not just making it minimal, but actually add some flair to it, add some of you to it, and it's gonna be an awesome desk setup. And if any of you out there made an awesome desk setup and want me to see it, link it in the comments below. I'd love to check out your desk setups. And if any of you have a similar setup to mine and you got that inspiration from me, I'm super excited about that, and I'd love to see those as well. Give me a shout out in your videos or just send a link over to me, and I'd love to check those out. So my last question's from Alballero97, and shout out to you because he's also trying to become a teacher, and if you didn't know, I'm studying to become a teacher. So he wants to know if I'm gonna use tech in my classroom and how I'm gonna use tech in my class. If you didn't know already, I'm trying to become a science teacher. I love chemistry, and I'm actually considering starting a science YouTube channel. I think it might be pretty fun. Drop a comment below, let me know what you think about that. But anyways, I definitely will be using tech in my classroom and all different kinds. Like I said, I'm considering starting a science YouTube channel, so I'll be using camera gear, tech like that. I'll be using the typical dock cams. Hopefully a lot of you know what that is. And I also want to integrate a lot of really awesome tech that my students might not have access to or haven't ever even heard of. I want to try to use some virtual reality or augmented reality stuff, because I do have some VR headsets myself as a YouTube tech reviewer, and just bring in cool tech items like that into my science classroom and make science fun, because science doesn't just have to be from a textbook, and teaching doesn't always have to be boring as heck. I want to be an awesome teacher, and if you're out there right now in middle school, or if you're a high school student in San Diego, I might be your teacher someday. So those are some of my favorite questions that I got asked. Shout out to Craig Adams from Wedding Film School, because what he does for his Q&As is After a Q&A, he asks people to leave a comment below saying what questions they have for the next Q&A, and that's easy for him to be able to just pull from there. So shout out to him. I think I'm gonna do that. So whatever questions you have for the next Q&A, go ahead and drop them below. I wanna give Wondershare another shout out because that software really is awesome and you guys should definitely check that out. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. Make sure you turn on notifications for the channel. Hit that like button if you like this Q&A. Remember, if you wanna ask a question for next time and you wanna maybe be featured on the channel, drop a comment below, let me know what questions you have for me. Thank you so much for watching. I'm super tired, so I'm gonna head off to bed. But my name's Jerry Lamb with NOBA Tech, and to the next one and beyond.